the donations keep rolling in so fast, they're putting me to work. We've got an entire truck here full of food, and I'm going to drop off this donation just in time because we've got more cars coming up. If you thought you had to do the 5-hour drive and head to Music Row to see the best of Nashville, turns out you don't. You just have to head to downtown Champaign. The entire paper-making process is very similar to what you'd traditionally find. Difference is, rather than wood pulp, you're getting to use sustainable products from here in central Illinois. We are live here inside the cockpit of the B-29 Fifi. Truly an amazing plane, and one man who knows plenty about it, my friend Jonathan Oliver. This is very different than those automated cockpits that you see today. It's getting to see just how amazingly peaceful the lake actually is. If you've ever been out here in the middle of summer, you know it gets really busy. No One Eats Alone Day is designed to do more than just help students who otherwise wouldn't have a place to sit for lunch. It's also to encourage all students to chat with people they maybe wouldn't normally sit with. Totally free, comes out like this. There we go. Let's see what I've got. Looks like I will be reading Olympus.
Let's do it.
Ready? All right, here's the test.
You got it.
I did it.
Upside down.
I did it. Now, I know it's rude on a job interview to ask, but can I eat?
Go ahead and eat it. It's good stuff.
It starts tomorrow and runs through select dates throughout December. We have all that information up on our website, IllinoisHomepage.net. Until then, live in Holiday Village, also known as Urbana, Ryan Burk, WCIA3, your local news leader.
That doesn't get you in the holiday spirit, I don't know what will.
What I actually found was a man who has a very inspiring story about willing to do whatever it takes to help his son lead an active life. Even on a bitingly cold winter day, Michael Downs is breaking a sweat trying to keep up with the beat. It's not easy, but finding his motivation to stay active is, thanks to a fearless cheerleader seated right next to him.
You can hurt yourself about 10 different ways, I found, dealing with a child like Jack, or a young man like Jack. Yeah. He's a middle schooler now, big boy.
Mike and Jack are a father-son duo who go everywhere together. He wants to do everything Dad does.
Jack was born at 24 and a half weeks gestation. So he was a micro-preemie in 2004. He was about 1 pound, 14 ounces.
While it was his small size that led to his many health challenges, including cerebral palsy, as this fighter grows from boy to man, it's his ever-growing size that's now proving a challenge for his parents.
Here's the big one. And the legs. You can help me with your legs. And so just being physically able to handle him as he gets bigger is the most important part because of my age. I'm 47, and he's only 12. So I'll be in my early 50s when he's a full-grown man, and my dad's 6'7", so I'm a little nervous, I have to tell you.
It's the reason Downs is hitting the YMCA day in and day out to make sure he's able to provide for Jack's needs for many years to come. While he's tried his best to stay active, it's not always been easy, a reason he's pushing forward with his 2017 fitness goals.
So my goal now, of course, is to strip some of the weight off and keep the muscles, so when I'm lifting him, my back's not lifting 265 pounds plus his 75. That as he gets bigger, I want to get a little smaller so we even that out.
Goals about much more than just losing weight or getting fit, but goals about a father and his son.
I've always tried to keep him a part of whatever I'm doing, whether it be mowing the grass or working out like today since he's off of school.
Making sure these two best friends can keep doing things the best way they know how, by doing them together. It's an hour till Firefly Grill opens for lunch, and like any other restaurant, preps are underway in the kitchen. But it's the preps taking place outside the kitchen that make you realize this restaurant is far from ordinary.
Menu planning starts, at the end of December, January, based on what we'll be putting in the ground and when we can kind of anticipate that it will be coming on.
Firefly Grill is a restaurant that embodies the farm-to-table concept, where the food coming out of the kitchen can be connected back to their on-site farm. And it's the fulfillment of a culinary dream for chef and owner Niall Campbell.
I grew up where the best tomato that I ever had was the first tomato of the year from my grandmother's garden. So, when I got into the food industry, it just kind of made sense to, be able to get the best product by growing it yourself. And so, I think, when we were in San Francisco, we didn't have much space when we moved here 11 years ago. And one of the questions I asked, would there be enough room for gardens?
When Niall and his wife Kristie left the Golden State for Effingham, they came with a dream to highlight that the best cuisine doesn't come out of a box, but out of the ground.
We want our ingredients to taste fantastic, and in order to do that, we grow them right here on site, so they're picked daily, fresh, on the plate, which is incredible. That drastically reduces our carbon footprint because you don't have the shipping, you don't have the containers, you don't have any of the waste. Our garden our farm is beyond organic. We don't use any pesticides.
A unique variety grown on the farm that gives Firefly endless culinary possibilities. So it's one thing to see these greens actually grown in the garden, but another to actually understand how they're used here at the restaurant. And with everything from the mint in this mojito to the chive flowers and lettuce in this chicken salad, it's all grown right here on the property. One of the reasons I can't wait to dig in.
So we consider our cuisine global comfort, American fresh, because we do a lot of fusion. But for example, we're famous for our burger. Our hamburger is out of this world. It is amazing. We also are very much a fish house because we source anything we can locally. The things that we can't, like our fish, we get from sustainable fisheries, and that is FedEx to us.
As word has traveled about this hot spot in the heartland, the Campbells hope a message of sustainability travels with it.
When we first started doing it, we did it just because it made sense. We always like to say that we were doing it really before it was cool. It just makes sense to us. I grew up on a dairy farm in Maine. You just utilize utilize the land for what you can. But yeah, I think it's pretty special for customers in general.
Creating special dishes from a very special landscape, something that makes Firefly a true taste of the town.
Yeah, but finding garbage floating on the water or at the shoreline can put a little damper on your summer fun. And so ciLiving storyteller Ryan Burk met up with an amazing, dedicated group of volunteers who make sure that doesn't happen at Clinton Lake.
Well, yeah, it's obviously a big job trying to clean up everything around the lake, but more than 100 people came together and gave up their whole Saturday to do it. And whether it's on land or by boat, they got rid of a ton of trash. Early morning on Clinton Lake is the definition of peaceful. And except for a few geese and the occasional angler, all is quiet. But today, Conservation Officer Matthew Viverito isn't taking in the scenery. Instead, he's on the hunt for trash.
Nobody likes to bring their family or their kids out here and see a bunch of trash, where they're trying to fish and enjoy the outdoors.
Viverito is one of more than 100 volunteers taking to the lake as part of the second annual cleanup day. And whether it's by land or by water, nothing seems to shock him.
The Clinton Lake Marina last year pulled out 2 plows, a harrow, barrels. We find everything out here. Today we got a propane tank. Nothing really surprises us because, a lot of people don't have the money to spend to get something dumped off. So last year we had a couple mattresses.
That's a catch of the day right there.
Volunteers from around central Illinois came armed with garbage bags and gloves to help with the cleanup. And for people like Adam Wilson, it's all about being a part of the solution.
you're fishing, you go to reel your line in, and all of a sudden you bring in a whole bunch of fishing line with it that's all tangled up in the rocks or something. See a lot of trash, a lot of cans, a lot of bait trash around all of the different bridges and whatnot. So yeah, it's a problem. It's a good cause. Get you out, a little bit of exercise. They only spend half, maybe 3/4 of a day doing it, but it makes a huge difference.
More volunteers means more trash collected, and the strong showing means a lot to Officer Viverito.
We always like it when we get just regular volunteers out here to help, and those are the guys that aren't just complaining about the trash. They're willing to get out there and do something. And I have people complain to me about the trash, and that's how this started.
While you'd expect crews to take in common items, volunteers always come back with things you might not expect.
One of our Hunter parking lot, I think we took out 7 TVs, and and TVs of every size. Some of them were like 30-some-inch box TVs, down to your little, 8-inch box TV.
Making an impact, one load of trash at a time.
Just leaving the lake better than we found it, and that's kind of, what everybody wants this place to be, is better than what they came out here with.
Volunteers taking time to make sure these shores stay pretty and peaceful for many years to come. So peaceful out there. Now I want to go for a boat ride. Many community groups, including the Boy Scouts and the U of I rowing team, also took part in the cleanup day, and the conservation officers say they hope to get more people in future years as they do this, but they said this year was double the volunteers they had last year, so great to see, and that means double the trash cleaned up.
I loved his catch of the day.
I know. Who doesn't want it?
Best idea yet, have double the number of people not throwing trash in the lake, and then we only need half the volunteers.
That's even better. Such a pretty lake.
Throwing that out
no need
there.
to throw garbage in it.
No, it is beautiful, yeah. Brian, thanks.
Of course.